All right, let's dive into a tiny little peptide that does a massive job, Kisspeptin. And look, this isn't just another supplement on the shelf. We're talking about it's essentially the master switch for your body's vitality and mood. So, what happens when you flip it? Let's find out.
Seriously, just imagine for a second a single switch right up there in your brain that could fine-tune your drive, your mood, even how connected you feel with other people. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, I know, but it's very real science, and it's what we're talking about today.
And here it is. This is Kisspeptin. Now, it's not some foreign substance your body doesn't recognize. Think of it as the master on switch for your body's entire hormonal orchestra. It basically tells your brain to get back to doing its job, optimizing all of its own natural processes. To really get how powerful this is, we've got to look at the chain reaction it kicks off.
Okay, so how does it actually work? Well, the best way to think about it is like a domino effect. Kisspeptin is that very first domino in a super important chain reaction that starts right in the brain. Once that first one falls, it sets off this perfect, precise cascade of events all throughout your body.
So here's how that cascade breaks down. First, Kisspeptin gets activated in the brain. That activation sends a signal for the release of something called GnRH. Now just think of GnRH as the main messenger. It travels down to the pituitary gland and basically says, hey, release these two other key hormones, LH and FSH. And those are the signals that tell your body to optimize its testosterone and estrogen production. See, it's this clean, top-down command. And when this whole cascade is working the way it's supposed to, the results you feel are, well, they're pretty profound. We're talking about a stronger libido, a more stable hormonal rhythm, much cleaner mood regulation, and just this real, genuine sense of vitality. But honestly, these physical effects, they're only the beginning.
And this is where it gets really interesting. See, most people stop right there, at the hormonal benefits. But that's kind of like focusing only on a car's engine and completely ignoring the incredible feeling of actually driving it. The real magic of Kisspeptin is how it changes our whole experience of the world.
Yeah, the hormonal benefits are just the tip of the iceberg. What's really going on beneath the surface is where Kisspeptin's story gets truly fascinating. It's not just about the body. It's about how it can actually reshape our inner world.
This right here is a really crucial shift in how we think about this. For a long time, Kisspeptin was just linked to things like fertility and libido. And sure, it does that, but its most profound, most impactful effects, they're actually on our mood, our motivation, and our sense of connection with others.
So you're probably wondering, how is that possible? Well, the mechanism is pretty cool. It turns out Kisspeptin receptors aren't just in the hormonal centers of the brain. They're also found in regions tied directly to motivation and bonding. This means it has a direct influence on the pathways for emotional regulation and can even make us more resilient to stress. It's like upgrading the very software our emotional well-being runs on. And this quote just captures that experience perfectly. It's not some kind of synthetic stimulant-like high. It's a deep, genuine sense of feeling more alive, more present, and way more connected to the people around you. And the key is that it does it by just enhancing what's already there.
So with benefits like that, it's really no surprise who's drawn to Kisspeptin. We're talking about people who operate at the very edge of performance, from athletes looking for that physical advantage to executives who need that mental clarity and even couples who just want to strengthen their bond.
For these high performers, it's all about creating this powerful, positive feedback loop. You get better hormonal balance, which improves your drive and your sleep. Then, better sleep boosts your recovery. And better recovery, well, that fuels everything else. It's a total, holistic upgrade for performance everywhere, from the boardroom to the gym to your personal life.
And because Kisspeptin is working at the very top of the command chain, it creates these incredible synergies with other peptides. For example, if you combine it with something like NAD+, you can sharpen your brain clarity and enhance your emotional stability at the same time. Or with MOTC, you get this really clean energy boost on top of all that optimized hormonal function. It's all about creating a result that's way, way greater than the sum of its parts. Okay, so we've covered the science, we've covered who uses it and why, but let's get down to it. What does it actually feel like when your body's signaling is finally working in perfect harmony?
You know, what users typically report is that they feel the effects pretty quickly, within days or maybe a few weeks. It usually starts with things you'd expect, like improved libido and drive, but then it deepens into something more, like a greater emotional presence, a clearer mood, and a stronger connection with their partner. and it's all built on this solid foundation of just stable baseline energy.
And this is the absolute key difference that everyone reports. It doesn't feel like you've taken something. It feels like your own system is finally working right. It's this natural, clear, grounded feeling, like you're finally truly running on all cylinders, the way you were always meant to.
So, at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. Kisspeptin helps people feel more alive, more connected, and more grounded in their own energy. It's not about adding something artificial into the mix. It's about unlocking a more balanced, more natural version of you.
And all of this leaves us with a really powerful question to think about, for the future of health. Instead of just treating symptoms after they appear, are we on the verge of actually learning how to tune the master controller, the brain itself, to achieve optimal well-being? It's a pretty revolutionary idea to think about.